Hey everybody, Chris with Up North Airgunners. So today I'm super excited. I've got the Element Titan scope from Element Optics. Absolutely excited to test this out. This is a first look. So today we're just gonna run it through its paces, get it zeroed, get the zero stop adjusted. So we're gonna get it set up with a far zero of 50 yards, near zero of about 25 yards, and then we're gonna put a metal plate out at 100 yards and basically just click it back and forth. So just from my initial first clicking of these turrets, I can tell you that these are super crisp. I mean, very, very crisp. I mean, there's a lot of good scopes out there. If you know, dialing the turrets can be replicated time and time again. A lot of scopes out there, guys, have brass on the inside of it, and so it might be good the day you get it, but you know, 6 months from now or a year from now, sometimes they get a little mushy. But with these stainless steel internal guts of this thing, supposedly this thing is going to be rock solid for years to come. So I'm actually switching it up today. I decided to go with the MOA version of this scope. So yeah, this is the dirty reticle. Basically, it's the one that's got the Christmas tree holdover points. Some guys like the cleaner reticle, but I like it dirty. I like me a dirty reticle. So the scope itself, one of the things that I noticed right away when I pulled the scope out of the box was I absolutely love the beefiness of these turrets. I mean, they're just huge, really big turrets. Here, just let me click that for you. I mean, listen to that. That zero stop is just, look at that. So here's your windage, same amount of crispness there. Obviously, I usually dial for elevation and I hold for windage, so I usually don't play with that too much. On the left-hand side, we've got the illumination option. So on the Titan, the illumination is just the center crosshair. One of the things I'm actually pretty excited about this scope is the ability to use this for deer hunting. I've got other first focal plane scopes that I've used, and the problem with them is the low magnification viewability of the crosshairs becomes pretty non-existent. So one of the things I love about the reticle of this is it's got the low magnification indicator marks on all sides of the reticle. And what that does is if I want to use the illumination when I'm deer hunting, I can crank this all the way down to 5, because usually when I'm deer hunting, I'm not any more than 5. You know, maybe I might go up a little bit more, but when I'm sitting in the woods 100 yards and in, I mean, I've got deer coming in on me sometimes at 10 yards. So I like to keep that magnification as low as possible. So with first focal plane, that does become a challenge sometimes. But with this, I really like those low magnification indicator marks. I can pop on the illumination. And so what this does, it goes from different various levels, and it goes on, off, on, off, on, off. And so really like that feature. So instead of having to dial it all the way back to turn it off and then going through the different adjustments, so that on-off option is really great. So what I really like what they did with this parallax adjustment is how they did these knobs. And there's just a lot of toothiness to this knob. For me, and when I'm deer hunting, especially if I've got gloves on, you know, trying to grab that and actually do any kind of adjustment, sometimes it slips. But I mean, this is super just smooth. I mean, the parallax is just absolutely smooth adjustability. And just in my initial testing with this, taking it out to 100, 150, 200 yards, just kind of looking at the lineup of these markings here, 25, 20. This parallax is down to 15. So for most air gun shots, that's going to be fine. So I've got some scopes where the parallax range in yards is completely, like, not even close. So my initial testing with this, taking it out to like 150 yards, that was really close to being spot on. 100 yards is dead on. Everything 100 yards and in was just spot on with this parallax. So yeah, again, some of the other scopes that I have in my arsenal, pretty much you're just focusing with this. I can't even use the yardage on that. But with this seems to actually be a pretty darn close indication of yardage on the parallax. So yeah, this throw lever, I really like this. This, again, deer hunting with gloves. Really like the ability to have that tactile ability just to really manipulate the scope without having to worry about it too much. But yeah, that throw lever and the smoothness of this. I have some scopes that are just, it's really difficult to make these adjustments. So the best way I could describe it is it's milky. It's a very milky, smooth action on the zoom on this. With the first focal plane scope, obviously your holds are going to be the exact same no matter what kind of zoom you've got it on. But yep, goes all the way up to 25 and then back down to 5. So super easy to adjust. So yeah, so let's pop these off. Let me show you actually how to adjust the zero stop. So yep, I've got it actually zeroed right now there, but let me show you how I got it there. All right, to lock in your zero with the zero stop, you're just going to undo this top little disc here, and your dial comes right off. Your turret dial just comes right off. All right, so all you're gonna do to lock in your zero stop, which is this little post right here, is once you get it zeroed in, you wanna make sure this little black post right here is pushed up all the way against the right-hand side of that silver post. And then you're just going to tighten down these little grub screws here. Not too tight. Put your caps back on at 0 and you're all set. I'm driving out to the woods. I wanted to demonstrate the Element Titan scope today, and I was thinking about how I could do this in a way to demonstrate the repeatability of these turrets. So I know a lot of you are probably cooped up in your house, self-distancing. Get out to the woods, get out and shoot. It's a great way to get out of the house and practice your marksmanship skills. So last night I did a little bit of research and development with a 6-pack of Corona Extra beer. So yeah, I think you're gonna like what we're gonna do today with these Corona bottle caps. All right, so we'll be there in a minute. Okay, so the course of fire here is going to be Corona on the left, and then we're gonna go all the way out to 100 yards. I'm gonna go center mass on that plate, see where I'm hitting. Got a little bit of wind going on. I'm gonna come back for the second Corona. And then I'm gonna go back out to the plate and see if we can hit that third Corona bottle cap. All right, let's see what we can do. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go 0, Corona near, plate far, Corona near, Corona far. All right, here we go. Corona! All right, we dial 15. So the parallax to 100. Here we go. Center mass. All right, dial back down to 0. Corona near. Two Corona. Now for the money shot, dial 15, 100 yards, Corona far. All right. I think I got it. All right, so there it is, everybody. The first look at the Element Optics Titan. Just my first impressions of this. So I love this scope. I definitely want to check out the other scopes in the line. So another thing that's pretty awesome about these scopes is the price point. I mean, if you compare this to, let's say, like a Night Force or like a Vortex, you're getting a ton for your money with this thing as compared to some of the other brands. So I mean, go out and do an apples to apples comparison again, but you really want to get your hands on these. Hopefully, you know, if you come to Pyramid Cup or if you come to the Rocky Mountain Airgun Challenge, they'll have these out on display. You know, come out, check them out. Just I can't describe in words just how crisp and awesome those turrets are. So absolutely love it so far. So yeah, this is a fun challenge to get out there and do some shooting during this challenging time. Here in Michigan, they just ordered a shelter in place ruling, but during the governor's speech, she said, get outside, visit the Michigan outdoors. So no matter where you are in the country, no matter where you are in the world, so get out there and grab some bottle caps. I don't care if it's beer, soda, whatever. Just do some shooting. So yeah, I'd love to see any kind of long range shots you guys are posting out there on social media. Let's just stay connected, and we're going to get through this. So thanks everybody for joining me. This is Chris with Up North Airgunner. Take care.